It's official, Penacony is finally the next destination in Honkai Star Rail, and these are the top 5 new features coming with the 2.0 version. So we finally got to take a first look at Penacony, and let me tell you, it feels quite a departure from the other worlds. So in a nutshell, the Express crew will receive an invitation from this mysterious faction called the Family, and when you arrive at Penacony, you're going to enter this massive hotel, and then in a special room, you will need to fall asleep on a device called Dream Pool to enter the dreamscape. And in these dreams, you will encounter all sorts of wacky things. The first dreamscape, called Golden Hour, features this jazz age environment. You can see a bunch of old-timey shops, casinos, and so on, and one of the few things that stand out would be this very popular drink called Soul Glad, which finally answers the question why this liquid was appearing in fountains. It's the soda. There's also this companion Clocky, who is a famous cartoon IP in Penacony, and one of the cool things about it is that the more progress you make in this new world, the more upgrades you can perform onto its statue to gain rewards. Now, the biggest thing about this new world is gravitational exploration. Basically, you'll be able to walk on walls and explore the maps not just from the ground level. You'll need to pick up these special charges to activate the gravitational walk, and in addition, 2 of the revealed puzzle types will be this optical illusion, where you will need to navigate it to reach the end of the path, and then there's also this jigsaw puzzle assembly that can reveal new locations, items, and NPCs. And when it comes to new enemies, there's plenty of them. First, we have these Soul Glad powered robots called Dream Jolt Troop. They look pretty cool, and I love the soda drink moves they're using. But then we have this lordly trash can who doesn't have HP, and I believe you need to cause enough weakness break to defeat it, or you can also talk to them and then possibly avoid conflict at all. Then there's this weird Mr. Dome Screen who will swap between faces, and depending on which one it has, it will either harm or help your team. And then there's this new enemy type. There's a couple of them, but the most prominent one is called Something Onto Death. When you inflict enough damage to it and open its red eyes, it will deal fatal damage to some of your party members, and then put them into this condition where you need to save them by breaking them out. Pretty interesting mechanic, kind of feels like a scarier Mr. Swadog. And finally, for a cool boss fight, we will go up against Sam, the last member of Stellaron Hunters. Sam will consume health to greatly increase combat capabilities, and even set the battlefield on fire, which to me sounds pretty cool. Now, when it comes to new Trailblaze missions, they will be included from 2.0 all the way to 2.2 updates, and there will be an epilogue mission on patch 2.3. On top of that, companion missions for both Sparkle and Black Swan will also be available. Overall, there's a ton of new content coming with this new world, and I haven't even mentioned all of it. Like, you will also gain an ability to affect certain NPC emotions, and so on. So when it comes to new events, there's quite a few of them. For example, in Hanu's prison break, the evil warden has banned Soul Glad drink, and you need to break out your cellmates from the prison. How does this work? Well, there's a bunch of pathing minigames, and you will also be able to turn into this cute chibi character Hanu to solve puzzles. And for all this effort, you'll get to choose between one of these 4-star characters and claim them. And I'm still missing a couple of Eidolons for Yukong, so this will be perfect for me. Another event called Dream Chase Bulletin. In here, you'll be forced to read a newsletter, and from it, you will need to do a bunch of exploration missions. So basically just a neat way to introduce you to a new world for extra rewards. There's also a new battle event called Dream Jolt TV that features this really funny chef T-Rex. The enemies will have different mutations, and you'll be able to gain more points the better your team performs in these fights. But aside from fighting and solving puzzles, there's also going to be a food fest event, where you will need to cook various dishes by what looks like just submitting basic materials. And in return, we can unlock a bunch of new food recipes, along with some other usual rewards. Now, for some serious stuff. The light cones shop for both Pure Fiction and Forgotten Hall will get updated, so I'm very curious to see how good these new light cones will be when I test them. Finally, for some easy, free stuff, just like with previous updates, all you have to do is just log in and claim 10 free pulls. But what's even better, there's another check-in event where you can obtain 10 more free pulls, so 20 pulls total. I'm not sure about you, but some of these 2.0 characters look pretty interesting. First of all, we've got Black Swan, who is a 5-star Wind Nihility unit, and she has this unique mechanic, where she can stack a special Arcana debuff on enemies with her attacks, which is a special damage over time status, and the more stacks of Arcana she builds on enemies, the more damage over time they will take. Pretty interesting to see that the devs decided Windshare is not cool enough, and went with a unique DOT status. And speaking of unique, the next character, Sparkle, is a 5-star Quantum Harmony unit, and when she is in the team, the amount of maximum skill points will be increased, and from the looks of it here, it's increasing from 5 to 7. This is already insane to me, but what's even crazier is that her ultimate will restore skill points for the team, and anyone who uses skill points to deal damage will deal better damage. If that's not enough, her skill can advance forward turns for teammates. So all in all, at least on paper, she sounds too good to be true, and I'm very curious to see how good she turns out to be, but just the fact you can break the skill point cap is already a must pull for me. Finally, there's also a new 4-star Misha, who is an ice destruction unit, and basically he seems to prefer Sparkle's company because his abilities and ultimate will be better the more skill points the team has. On top of that, he has a pretty cool technique where you can stop time in an area. Now, when it comes to the new banners, in Phase 1, Black Swan and Imbibitor Lune along with Misha will be on the featured banners, which also includes their signature light cones, while Phase 2 will have Sparkle and Jingyuan banners along with their signature light cones. However, I'm not sure why this time during the livestream the remaining featured 4 stars haven't been revealed, but maybe they'll do this on social media later on. Okay, so I hope you've been saving up that fuel, because 2.0 also introduces a couple of new relic sets. The first one, called Pioneer Diver of Dead Waters, will enhance damage of the equipped character when they attack a debuffed enemy. I mean, this basically sounds like a set for Dr. Ratio, and I'm glad I haven't had the time to farm for his dedicated relic set. Now, the other one is called Watchmaker, Master of Dream Machinations, and the only small tidbit of info that was revealed about it is that it will increase break effect for the whole team. So to me, this sounds like a support set, but I'll need to see the actual numbers and effects before deciding how good it is. Now, this is probably my favorite part of the video. We get to see what quality of life changes have been made for Star Rail. And, well, I'm not gonna lie, these changes are pretty huge. First, we have this Fate Atlas system, where it basically gives a visual overview of the whole story and plot moments. And this heavily reminds me of those RPG games where they have dense political lore, so you can always get back to a system like this and explore key moments. I'm guessing this will be a pretty nifty feature for lore content creators. Anyway, another big change has to do with the support system. Now, instead of 3, you can add 5 more characters to your support roster, and from what I understand, this means even better passive income, and even some improvements have been made to the filtering and sorting system when you want to use someone's support character. Now, funnily enough, Genshin was the first one to get these changes for the artifacts, but now in Star Rail, you can also auto-enhance relics to a designated breakpoint of a level, which provides a new substat. In addition, the sorting and filtering system for relics is also receiving some improvements, so I hope this means we can save a bit of time when picking out relics for character builds. Finally, there's also the relic recommendation system that's being added, which seems pretty similar to what Genshin has, but it's also a bit different, because here, you can see all you need to do is just click between the top 3 recommended sets, and they immediately filter out the set pieces you can check out. And from what I understand, these recommended sets will be based on the data of active players. And one last thing they've mentioned is how they're going to upgrade the process of salvaging the relics. So all in all, seems like Honkai Star Rail team just added a ton of quality of life changes for the relic system, and I could not be happier about this. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the new 2.0 update. I might have left out a couple of things like offline carnivals Hoyoverse is planning to unveil in various countries, but all in all, this update seems quite massive. So I hope you found this video useful, and make sure to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.